Hi guys, and welcome back again to the Tech YouTube channel. Following the recent X99 platform introduction, a bunch of different motherboard models came to the market, and one of them being this Gigabyte X99-UD4 in front of us. This model is one of the more affordable X99 motherboard in Gigabyte's portfolio of Haswell-E platform, UD3 being the only one below it price-wise, but still brings high quality build and packs a lot of additional features. Looking at the front of the box, there's not that much information about the board, except the model naming of it and Intel's logo of the X99 platform and CPUs. Under the front cover you can see the motherboard right through the transparent window, and above it a picture of it. Going to the opposite side of the box, you can see all the necessary information about the features that this model implements, like the ultra-durable technology, M.2 and SATA Express support, 4th generation of their digital power design, dual UEFI BIOS, and so on. Beside that, there's a picture of the motherboard in the middle, with all of the features pointed out, as well as the I/O picture layout and some technical specifications. Let's open up the box and check out the bundle and the board. Here we have 4 SATA cables, but there's something new about them. They are completely braided in this nice cloth-like black material, looks really nice. 2-way SLI and crossfire bridge. 3- and 4-way SLI bridge, power adapter cables, input-output back panel shield, which is in this generation lit up with LED lights. You can see the cable for the power on the other side. Some user manuals for closing up the bundle overview. And finally, here's the motherboard. Looking at the board, you can notice some similar overall designer points taken from the current Z97 platform, but with a different design of chipset and VRM heatsink. Speaking of them, as you can probably see from this cable running from chipset heatsink to the board, the heatsink itself lights up when the motherboard is powered. All in all, a very cool detail to have. From it also continues a single heat pipe that runs through the right part of the motherboard to the VRM heatsink on the top part of the motherboard, underneath which hides the new 4th generation of Gigabyte's digital power design. Going down you can see the big CPU socket, and to its left and right side a total of 8 quad-channel DDR4 DIMMs, currently supporting 64GB of memory, later probably with BIOS update up to 128GB and up to speeds of 3000 MHz. Looking at PCI Express slots, we are pretty much seeing a standard X99 layout consisting of 2 X16 slots running at X16 speed, 1st and 3rd slot, and 2 X16 slots running at X8 speed, 2nd and 4th slot, all of them being 3rd generation of PCI Express slots. Beside that, we have 3 PCI Express X1 Gen 2 slots. Cramped between the 2nd and 3rd PCI Express X16 slot, you can see 2 M.2 slots, one of them being for the Wi-Fi module and the other for up to 80mm SSD drives. On the left side of the slots you can see dedicated support for audio components, surrounded by MEI shielding, and as you can probably notice by this empty space on the PCB around the Realtek LC1150 chipset, being a little bit less equipped with other audio components like interchangeable op amps, as they are usually seen on the higher range of motherboard models. Going around the board, on the bottom part of it, we start off with the fan header, which are placed all over the motherboard, but the most interesting implementation of them is with 2 dedicated CPU fan header, which are on a pretty unusual spot right below the socket above the chipset heatsink. Moving along, you can see the rest of the headers, like the USB 2, additional Molex power port for the board, front panel connectors, and right next to it, not that common placement of the USB 3 header. Continuing further around the edge, on the right side you can see a bunch of SATA 3 ports, a total of 10, 2 of them being SATA Express connectors. Right next to it we have 24-pin ADX power connector, which accompanies the 8-pin EPS power connector behind the VRM heatsink. On the back end of the motherboard, for input-output connectors, we have a pretty rare sight of 2 individual Anode Combo PS2 ports, 4 USB 2 ports, 6 USB 3 ports, white one being the Q-Flash USB port, Intel Gigabit LAN, 8-channel analog HD audio output inputs connectors, optical output, and a useful add-on in the form of antenna mounting bracket for the Wi-Fi module. Thank you guys once again for checking out our unboxing and quick preview of the Gigabyte X99-UD4 motherboard. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you liked our video, leave a comment if you have any questions about the product, and of course, be sure to subscribe to our TechTech YouTube channel for more content like this, or you can just check out our other videos from before.